Welcome everybody to Space Haven. A very interesting game, very much reminding me of FTL and a bit of RimWorld as well. In this game, you build up a starship and travel the vastness of the galaxy in search of resources and Eden. Eden is something we're going to talk about more as we get going along. The game gives us a job as a Pathfinder, where we are going to go out, travel, and survey resources that can feed a large colony fleet on the search for a new home for mankind. So, to get us started, we're kind of in this shuttle box. We don't have anything at all, and we kind of need to get it set up so that we're not going to die. So right now we have some cargo ships and some pods. These pods are our workers can use to go outside and do exterior work, and with this we can use it to transport. With this shuttle we can move our people around and get stuff done. Right now there's no oxygen in the ship. That's right, there's no air, but we have a full storage of things. It's way over capacity from our starting resources. Right now we have our X1 system core, which manages the electronic systems of the ship, and we have a energium power generator which uses energium right here. It's some exotic crystals. Then we have a thermal regulator, and what this does is tries to maintain a constant temperature on the ship that's habitable for humans, and if you're farming plants as well, it keeps things from being too hot and also from being too cold. And then of course we have a light, so I'm gonna hit the Alt key and lower these walls. This here is our X1 airlock. We can use this to go in and out, and shuttles can refill here as well and allow trade. We can use these to toggle. So say I want an airlock on the side of the ship where we're keeping no storage really. I'll do this so people don't really I guess they could use it to refill oxygen, my bad, for trade. So we don't want traders to come here and dump off a bunch of stuff and then have to haul it all over the ship and just have a lot of really bad micro with that. So we're gonna go and hit edit here, and this is going to let us adjust the design of the ship. And what I'm gonna do here is bring this out, and then we will do this. And we don't have a lot of hull structure right now, so for now this will have to do. And we're going to do that and let them get that built, as well as many other things. And then while those guys are doing that, we're going to come over here to life support, and we're going to go ahead and build a gas scrubber right here. And we're going to move this stuff around in the future, but for now we're just kind of throwing it along the wall. So this is our gas scrubber. It's going to remove toxic stuff from the air that we're breathing, make it so like smoke and stuff is gone. And then this is pretty self-explanatory. This is our oxygen generator, and it's going to use some stuff to give us air. I actually forgotten what it uses. I think it uses water to make air. So these things will get built, and this is where we're going to put, you guessed it, our ship engines. It's going to be what lets us take off. It'll be our Hyperium hyperdrives. And I messed up the construction here and didn't make it wide enough. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and we'll just fill in the rest of it. And then while we're at it, we're going to come over to the build over here. And this doesn't take any resources to build. It just takes tool skill. So we'll do that, and then we're going to throw a door right here so people can come in and out. And why I like doing this, why I like instead of having a big open box, is if we get hit by a meteor and it tears a hole in the ship, maybe people won't get through their spacesuits fast enough or whatever might have you. The ship will depressurize rapidly, and we don't really want to be dealing with any major issues from that. It's just not a good time. Now, these have to actually be kinda close together because we are going to need to be able to go here to our systems and then go to power, and it needs a power node. So this is basically just the big fat capacitor, and everything in this all these big equipments, they need capacitors because the in the wall power outlets is not good enough for these. They're too big, they're too chunky. It's just not enough for them. Now, as for over here, we're gonna go to systems. Right down here I'll put an operations console and a navigations console, and then I'm going to make this into its own room as well. Oh, we ran out of build tools. Did I screw up? Let me go to resource, tools facility, and we'll get that built so we can make the tools so we can build everything. There we go. Jobs. All right, and people will go and make the tools they need to get the work done. There we go. Now everybody's gonna sleep on the floor because we didn't make them any beds. Space Haven is really fun. I've played it a bit now over the last couple days, and getting to hop around to different systems and explore, and like I keep finding things that just boggle my mind that I don't know what to do with the situation, and I've died a lot. And I mean, it seems to just have some near endless playability. And the devs just added mod support, which is huge. Yep, I know it, right? Huge. Which, by the way, thanks again to the devs for sponsoring this video and giving us a chance to play it. I really appreciate it from you guys. This is really, really cool. I've obviously been having a great time in playing it, and I hope you guys want to work with us in the future, because this is just a great video to be working on. It's a lot of fun. So the temperature in here kind of sucks. It's not very warm. If we go and look at this, it's kind of just cold, right? Over time, it should heat up, but I'm not really betting on that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to this and make a wall thermal panel, which will kind of maintain the temperatures in here, and I'll put that there. So we're going to make 2 thermal panels, and that's going to help us kind of maintain temperatures within the ship. And you got stuck. Okay. How did I not see this coming? All right. Well, you know what? We actually have to expand the ship this way anyways. So why don't we build some hull out this way? And you'll be set free when they reach you. And we're going to go to options, objects, decorations, and just do this in here so no one stands there again. And then we can go to walls and wall that in. So that room is sealed up. And we'll put down a door right here, and then we're going to go over to the furniture, and we're kind of just building the basics of our ship right now, just making sure that we are good for being in space. And we are going to throw a whole bunch of people in here, but I'm sure they will be okay with it. Now, as for our resources and what we have, we still have 37 infra blocks, which is really important for us building most of the things that we want to build. Maybe you can actually like task do this quickly. No, you can't. You gotta sleep. You're so tired. All right, fine. Then we're gonna go here, and we're actually gonna build a bit of a eating area for our people. So we'll build a kitchen right here, and some chairs. Put a light in the floor here, put a light in the floor there, and a light in the floor there, put a light in the floor here too. Looks like a ship is stopping by. And if we go to facility, we can put some personal entertainment computers right here. So we're gonna have to go to walls here, finish that wall off. These people need a place to poop and stuff like that. I'm gonna put this medical box on the wall right here on the inside of this room. Someone's calling us. All right, what do you want? You are now talking with the Military Alliance Spacefarer. We are critically low on supplies. They want 6 of our steel plates. They'll give us 728 credits. We're gonna have to decline them. We understand resources are hard to come by these days. Farewell. We're in a good mood with them. I don't think that affected their opinion of us at all. Hopefully not. We'll go to facility again, and this is the X1 toilet. We'll go back to edit here. Walls. And we're gonna throw down some walls to kind of close that in. There'll be a little hallway back here, and that's fine. And this will stay walled in for the most part. Yeah, we'll just wall that in. Oxygen's fine. CO2's fine. Temperature is a bit cold. And that about does it for our basic preparations for ourselves. The people have a place to eat. They'll have a place to take a dump. Looks like we're low on some resources like soft blocks and stuff, and they're having a bit of a time maintaining the temperatures. So what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna prepare, yes, we need a hull stabilizer. So if we go to the system, we can build what's called a hull stabilizer, and we'll put it down here, and we kind of do need it. We need it quite badly, in fact. And what it does is it basically keeps the ship from being torn apart in interstellar flight. Without it, we would die. And they're almost done with it, and when they are done with it, we're gonna get out of here. We're going to take our first flight, so let's go ahead and prepare to jump. Yes. These are the people in search of Eden. So you folks just starting out, we are too. We've loaded with thousands of refugees from Earth and hypersleep, and our job is to find somewhere out there in space where they can make a fresh start. Ain't gonna be easy. As far as anyone can tell, human habitable planets are rarer than hen's teeth. So that's pretty rare. If you folks are interested, the fleet needs Pathfinders. That's ships who scout ahead of us and find a way forward. If you'd rather strike out on your own, that's fine, but the pay's good, and you'd be doing something to give thousands of people a hope for the future. So basically, the game has an optional storyline. That's pretty much what it is. You can kind of go sandbox mode and run around, or you can go with these guys and try to find Eden, which is what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're going to try to find Eden, find a new hope for humanity. So yes, we will accept this quest. So normally they'd outfit us with a hyperspace beacon, but the one they have happens to be on a destroyed ship, and they would like us to go find the person who managed that destroyed ship who happened to run away, collect the piece from wherever that person can tell us that it's at, and then bring it back, and then we can start helping them. So we can accept prestige or credits. Both are used to buy things. The nice thing with prestige, though, is we can use it to have battleships come help us when things suck bad. Yes, because there is some ship battles that can be happening. I have not gotten into that, but we will accept it for prestige, because, yeah. Now, let's go back. We were here. Did I forget that there was stuff here? Let's go back. All right, so, we're just kind of like in a void sector. Okay. Well, let's start over here by this Derelict ship. And what we'll do here is we're going to schedule these to be dug out, and then we'll skip ahead to when it's done. So there's some ice, there's some Hyperium, there's some Energirium. These are all things that we need to maintain our ship. So we're going to let everybody go out and get all that stuff. I know we didn't build anyone a toilet. They all have a place to eat and a place to sit, though, which is more than they were going to get before. And as for the whole windows, we can do this. Let people look outside. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to when all this stuff's dug up, because all it is waiting. Mason shat his pants. Donnie shat pants. So shatting the pants is quite the problem when the toilet's not built. We do need the toilet. It's important. Shatting your pants is bad. Let's look at your status. Shat pants. This is getting worse. The shat pants are getting worse. Well, let's do something about it before the shat pants get worse. Hold on, wait. Condition is gone, shat pants. Where did it go? What did you do with it? Did you hide it under your pillow for the poop fairy? All right, are we done with this? There's only 3 more Hyperium to go. As you can see, as time goes by, these different facilities consume resources. Like the oxygen generator takes resources. So it takes water. Yeah, I was right about that. And then the gas scrubber over here takes carbon. Needs carbon to work. Yeah, they do use the window and it makes them happy. Are you feeling better about the shat pants? You're almost done over here getting the Hyperium. Now, the reason that I'm waiting to go on to this Derelict ship before all that stuff's done is because I want it out of the way so we can jump right away, but also there might be some unfriendly types on here, and if we can't deal with them, we want to leave. So that's the long and end of that. Oh no, there's more shat pants. The shat pants is getting worse. Now, we do need a bit of a space for industrial work, and I'm thinking we'll do that by splitting off the ship a bit this way and a bit this way, because I want it to look good. It won't be the most efficient, but it'll look good. And looking good is pretty good. For now, though, I think what we'll end up doing in the near term, this can get moved to here, and this, which would have been in the way, can get moved to there. Then this can get put next to it right here. And that can go there, and I can come back here and do this. And this room will kind of be like that. So everything will kind of get condensed in for us. And then I can come over here and do this right here. Let's say we want to move that here, and maybe we want to move the processing core over here. All right, so here's a new button. You can select everyone with shift and selecting across the columnist tab on the top. Quick override and quick work, and they'll all work until you're happy with the results. That's right, nobody sleeps till it's done. All right, the power's back on. Do your thing again. Yeah, it's gonna freeze. Look at the temperatures in here. It was getting cold, and it's slowly warming up the ship. We're slowly getting up to good temperatures. It's just taking some time. You can see this is slowly transitioning over, and these are too. And now the temperature is now room temperature for the whole building. And we can come back to the resources here and build a good little building here called an ore processor, which, yes, isn't blocking the path. Now, the next building we want to build is a recycler. And the other thing we want to put in here is a water collector. That'll take moisture out of the air and collect it for us in bottles so we can store it. All right, so if we go to power here, we can build another node right here for other things in the facility to use. Then we can go to resources here and build an item workbench right here. Very good so far. Put a water processor right here. This will let us turn ice into drinkable water. Now with this, we'll be processing things, and we can continuously recycle all this stuff into usable materials with the recycler. And the ore will allow us to mine asteroids that have a bit more on them, which none on this sector do. But we're now ready to go dig out the ship. We're ready to process any materials we get off of it and do most of the things. We're gonna go ahead and draft everybody, and then we're gonna come over here and tell them to put on their space suits, because if you don't tell them to do that, they won't do that. Well, you'll be sad, and that's the long and short of it. Now we're gonna come over this way, and they fly up, and you see it switched. So now we can click exit and kind of hover on it. And I'm not going to leave it on 3 times speed anymore, because it won't change when they start fighting. Which I forgot to do a thing, so let's all go back home. A very important thing, a thing that could have us all dead if I didn't do it. Let's just all go home. Yep, take the ship back. Bye-bye, get out of here. And I'm going to right-click you over here and tell you to grab a pistol. Yes, very important. Very important. Being an unarmed in a derelict ship, bad. aliens, face huggers, things that steal your kidneys and steal your mom, all those things. Not good. All happen to you when you don't have your lucky pistol. So we now are going to grab our last person, Deacon, here, and have them go grab their favorite firearm. Yes, Deacon. There you go. Now everybody can put the spacesuits back on and get in the ship and go back over this way. Sorry for the waste of time. And out you go. And there's the thing, the facehuggers I was telling you about. The very dangerous, very mean critters. And they're already shooting at them, and it's already going poorly. So hopefully no one got a wound, but things do happen, and we do get wounds. So this is a hallway. The place really got torn apart, didn't it? Anything in here? Nope. Looks like there's a data log over here, and somebody in a cryopod. Good thing we didn't leave this place behind. It's a person. Imagine being forgotten in space of all places. Good luck getting home from that. All right, so we got that stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get you out of here. We made 8 beds, so guess what? We do have room for you, but you will have a always shat pants. You'll just have to deal with that. Oh, fight, 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 fight. He's gonna cocoon you. I don't know why, but the robots like to wrap you up in a spider web of death. What happened to you? You're down. Deacon's down. What happened to you, Deacon? You've got a wound, but that's it. It's only a wound, and you're too tired to work. You're in a tad bit unconscious state. We're gonna go and search this. We found nothing. We're just gonna leave Deacon on the ground for now. Okay, and now we're getting to the tighter corners and the scarier places. Sorry, Deacon. The mission must continue. After we have sufficiently looked through the ship, it'll give us the option to undraft everybody and begin salvage operations, or depending on what kind of ship it is, maybe taking it over and having more ships. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and undraft everyone. The ship has been thoroughly searched and there's no more hostiles around. We're going to go ahead and I think this is undraft already. It is. Okay. And we can zoom out and click on this derelict, and we can go ahead and select everything that's on it and tell them to transfer it to our ship. But we can also select salvage here and say, hey, we want to take the different resources here and harvest them as much as we can. And a big one is going to be soft scrap, infra scrap. The androids really like soft scrap for some reason, and we're going to tell them to expedite this task as well. So they're going to get it done as quick as they can, as much as they can. And we have 2 people that have wounds. You have an open wound, which is bad, and we don't really have anywhere for them to rest to heal up. So you've shat your pants and that's getting worse, and you've shat your pants and that's getting worse, but your open wound is healed. It's very good. This game is ludicrously fun. I would recommend it to anybody that wants to try. The game just launched into 1.0, I believe. At the time of this video being out, it should be in 1.0. And it is just wicked fun, and I'm very excited to see what mods come out for it. And I know we recently played a space log, which I thought was really unique in its own way to these types of games. I didn't even know Space Haven existed, so it was really cool to get handed this game right after playing Space Log. Space Log is very good too. I'm excited to see where development goes with that, but seeing a more polished game that's more further along its development journey, 1.0 of course, is its own kind of exciting fun. And now we can research stuff. Ooh. And brings us to the research tree. It's pretty open from the very start of the game. You can kind of really go down any one of these branches. Nothing's really totally kept from you, aside from maybe 2 prerequisites. I haven't seen having much more than that. Nothing really keeps you too far from doing anything. Orange ones are not researched yet. Gray ones you cannot research yet. And green ones are already researched. There's different levels of research needed to do things, and sometimes you will also need some extra information or bonuses can help you get further along. Like, for example, you might need to disassemble a chimp walkabout rubble corpse 3 times to figure out how to get through the different stages of the research cycle. So it can take a bit to research things, and you may need to go hunt bits and pieces down for your scientists to tear apart and look through and really figure out what they need to get things going along. For us, I'm going to come up here, and I'm actually going to want us to get a bit into our industry. Now, there's a lot of reasons for me to want to get an industry. I'm really torn between doing that and botany, because we need food, but being able to refine stuff further is going to be a big part of us being able to do much of anything at all. So let's go ahead and research the metal refinery, and we'll worry about building out big old farms later on when we have the resources to do just that. It really can take some time to tear a ship down. In these peaceful sectors, it's not that big a deal, but maybe you're somewhere next to a star and it's really freaking hot, and there's asteroids smashing through your ship, so you're getting the air sucked out of your ship and it's super hot and you're running loads of power to deal with everything. Maybe then you're just gonna get the good stuff. Maybe it's a pirate vessel that you just whomp their butts and you're gonna take what's useful, but there's more pirates on the way and you just ran out of your last hyperdrive fuel and you need to swap one from theirs to get yourself jumped out of the sector. And there's all kinds of different things that can give pressure to these. So right now we can really tear down the entire ship, but you're not always going to be able to tear down the entire ship. So if you can, go ahead and do it. Just know that it takes a while and you'll run through your energerium, keeping your ship running while you wait, and your people are going to eat food. So if you're not making food, that will you'll be going through these resources. So it's that's where I get that FTL vibe, where you're trying to manage the resources of the ship and the time you're spending in each sector alongside doing exploration. And then as we go further and further out, when we have these people here, we'll be able to do quests for the fleet. So the game wants us to go here, but in this first sector there's relatively good amount of resources where we start, and I don't really want to give any of that up. I kind of want to take as much as we can, because as we go further and further along and explore the vastness of the galaxy that just seemingly seems endless, I want to make sure we get as much as we can, everything we need, because really building a bigger ship might seem to be what you're going to do, and you will do that. You might even build many ships. What I want us to be able to do is be able to manufacture. I want us to be able to have lots of money. I want us to be able to have well-armed soldiers. I want us to be able to have hauler bots and stuff like that, and be able to explore these areas of the game that I haven't been able to get into yet because I keep screwing myself. So I want to make sure we get lots and lots of stuff early on. Our ship's a bit overweight already, which makes it a bit risky to jump, but so be it. I've been doing it and it hasn't caused me too much issues, or maybe it has been and I'm not noticing it, but that's the long and short of that. When we get time and resources to extend the front of the ship, that's another thing. Supposedly your ship has a maximum build area. Well, it's not supposedly, it most certainly does. And when you reach that, there's not much more you can do. So you might end up in the future having a farming ship and set up trades to get resources between them, or maybe a weapon ship that kind of is the one that hangs out in the front and takes a lot of hits, that you put armor on and cannons and stuff. And we're gonna see how far we can get on all of that today for you guys. You guys still shat pants. We got soft blocks. We put a soft block for a toilet seat. What are we missing here? A soft block and medical supplies. That's the other thing. A lot of everything has resources in it. You can make all this stuff, but for a long time you not making it. You have access to the technology to make it quickly, but even once you have the tech, maintaining the supply chains to do it, because there isn't any infinitely securable resource. You kind of just slowly trudging through everything that you got. So if we look at this, there isn't really any salvage left. I'm not worried about the last of the whole scrap. We're always going to have lots and lots of whole scrap. So we're going to go ahead and prepare our hyper jump. So we can pick when and where we drop in. This is a tactical map, or the fleet sector map, and depending on what's in the sector, you may or may not want to be somewhere specific. So there's an asteroid here, there's a derelict ship here, and there's a civilian beacon leisure station here. Leisure stations are pretty cool. We will be taking advantage of this leisure station just because everybody's been really sad about chat pants. But we're also going to be digging out this ship over here, and before anyone gets to have any fun, we most certainly are going to be going over here, going to the service here, and we're going to allow everybody to get some food service. We're going to go ahead and order 4 food services. I changed my mind. We're broke. No one gets to go to the leisure ship. Everybody gets to put on their spacesuits and go get punched by aliens. That's what we're going to do instead. So get on over there, hop in, and off we go. And out they are. Okay, so let's give everybody a quick selection, and this is pretty awful start. There's a lot of hostile foes over here, and I am worried about us getting our butts kicked. So if anyone falls down, we might run away. I'm terrified of robots. That's a lot of robots. We're using our ship for cover for the most part, and no one fell down. This is brilliant. I've never fought so many robots before and didn't get cocooned my whole crew. I really gotta take advantage of cover more. So many mechanics I just have not explored yet. If you guys have already been playing this game, or some of you, and have things to say, go ahead and say it. Say it in the comments. Let's go ahead and search this real quick. What do we find? Nothing. Okay. Finding nothing sounds about accurate. There's usually nothing. Is there any angry robots down this way? We can see through the windows, which is kind of helpful. Speed things up a bit here. and we're going to go ahead and undraft everybody. There's nothing of any interest here. We're going to go ahead and select all, and we're going to move it all over. So we did get another hyperfuel, which we actually aren't able to use at all. We don't have engines that use them. There's a dead person here that we will leave behind. We'll just leave that corpse. And then as for the salvage, we'll take all that, and we will take as much of it as we can. Looks like there is asteroids here. We just got smacked by one. And that's something I haven't done anything to protect us from at all either. So, as the saying goes, get it done when you can get it done. So we'll go to the objects here and go to the system, and we need a point defense turret. And I think it would be in our interest to put one here and one down here somewhere, but it really won't fit. I guess we could fit one in here. Not really. I guess, yeah, right here. And a point defense turret kind of sticks out the top of your ship and blasts the baddies, like asteroids and stuff, which as asteroids come by, if you shoot them with your point defense turret, you can actually get some goodies for it. Now, as for you guys, let's give you a hail and see what you got. Maybe we can trade with you. This is the Merchant League. Oh, it's the Military Alliance. My bad, my bad. So let's trade. What do you have? No one's at the comms console yet. We're going to wait for that. Let's do a new trade. And they have water. And we don't really have water. Well, we can turn our ice into water, so I'm not going to spend our money on water. But the infra blocks, we've run out of those already, and they're a bit on the pricey side. They're quite expensive. Now, we've gotten pretty good at killing bugs and stuff, so I'm actually going to sell our grenade launcher that we started with. It probably is a fool's thing to do, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. And we're going to get 3 infra blocks and kind of just leave the rest of this behind because we can't really afford any of it. And so they're going to send a trade ship over when they get the time for it, and here it comes. You'll see it's got a little green on it, and they're going to dump off the stuff, and we got the blocks. Wait, you guys brought back the corpse? We don't have a corpse chest. No, I don't really have anywhere to put dead bodies at the moment. Hopefully we don't let it rot for too horribly long. Alright, and there isn't really anything left to salvage from there, so we're going to go ahead and jump out of here. And our weight has increased yet again. Well, I guess we should do the one thing that the game wants us to do so terribly. And that would be to come over here and suit on. Get in, and we're going to head over here. There's someone over here we need to find. So over comes our ship, and we will exit the ship, and we will come in here. And you can technically steal stuff here too, but you'll get in trouble for that, and they'll try to kill you, so you better have a lot of people if you want to do that. There's a lot of people here. Now, we are on the hunt for a persons, and this person over here is for sale. We don't have enough money for them yet. Ah, there you are. This is the fellow we were looking for. Saul. Saul, come back here. You find the Pathfinder wandering around the station in a drunken daze. Hi, do I know you? I'm sorry, I don't know how to do the drunk voice. I've been looking for you. Sheridian sent me. So, oh yeah, Sheridian. So, you found me. What now, huh? I wish to become the Pathfinder, blah, blah, blah. Where'd your ship happen? Oh, it got destroyed. Evil robots, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going back there, but here's where it was, and you can take it. Bye-bye. Thanks. Take care of yourself. And we now have the location. It's in a different system. We can accept prestige or anything. We got 4 prestige so far, and we need to go and take care of the whole beacon thing now. So let us go on back here and get in our ship and go ahead and leave. Head back to our ship. Now that everybody's on board, we're going to get out of here. So, I hope they sober up eventually. For now, you have the coordinates. So all you need do is seek out the HSS Wicked Bird and recover that beacon. Easier said than done, you foolish man. Ah, yes, good hunting and all that stuff. So we could take money, or we could take prestige points. I, for one, really prefer to take the prestige points so I can make use of the fleet. I can always get money in other ways. So for now, there's only a Derelict here, but there's a lot of resources here, so we're going to jump this way and make use of what we can find. Looks like there's some items floating in space here too. Let's see what these are. Looks like a good deal of stuff and a foot, some human meat. Okay, so we will not want the human meat, but we will want the soft block. In fact, we'll just take all that, but not that. Alright, good stuff. And we're just going to let everybody go out and collect everything that they can get. Take the energy cells, the space food, the energy blocks, the rubble, the electronic components, the fruits and vegetables. And of course, we will mine up all of this stuff. It's all very good. And now it is time for a time lapse. A time of letting time pass. And it's very good that we got at least this up and running. Oh, dang, it requires a high capacity power node. I was just saying, because if we're going to time lapse, we're going to get hit by meteors, and I really hope that we can shoot them out of the sky. Or I guess it's not the sky anymore because we're in space. We'll shoot them down nonetheless. All right, so we'll put that there. Hopefully they get that built promptly and they get everything else done and good for us. And we're going to just leave them to their working. In fact, I'll zoom out so we can kind of time lapse all this stuff kind of fading away here. It is not operational. Scary stuff. Once you look at that, we finished the metal refinery research. So we can start turning these ores that we're processing into actual usable materials, which means I want to get Industry 2 now. So I don't think that we have the space inside of our ship right now to fit this metal refinery in here. We do not, so we actually need to build this room out a bit. We need to expand the hole a bit. So we'll go and stretch this out a bit right here, but in turn we'll also bring this out a little bit. No, we won't do that. We're managing the ship weight a bit still. Everybody's enjoying their meals, gathering the resources, and everybody's getting to work. All right, so everything's getting brought into the ship. All of the things that we were looking for that were here, they're all really good resources. We're going to be able to use a lot of this stuff to make our own steel plates once we have the space made here. We're going to go over to our objects panel and our resources, and we'll find it. Oh yeah, we lost the save, so we're a little bit behind on that, but I think it's still, yeah, it's almost done, metal refinery. So we'll let them all sleep and get that done, and then we'll be getting ahead on things again. There we go, it's done. And then the other thing we want to do is Industry 2, so we can start assembling things, and this is almost done. So we can put the metal refinery down right here. It looks like we're missing 2 tech blocks, and it looks like there's 1 tech block over there, so we only have to get 1 after we finish gathering everything out of the system. And there's a shipping coming next turn, so we might be able to get that ourselves. As for this thing, I forgot to set the refine order for it. We want to make sure that it always makes sure we got at least 20 water on board, so they'll start melting down ice that we have on the ship. Cool thing about being able to do assembly once it's done is that this thing will be able to make the blocks and stuff that we want. This one will be able to make different parts of things. And then we'll be able to start researching making guns and stuff. But we'll need an item fabricator for that. So the ship over here has arrived. We're going to go ahead and offer to trade with them. We're going to start a new trade. And it looks like they don't have any tech blocks at all. So that's not very great for us, not very useful. And yeah, it does take a while for these guys to get work done, but that's why we're going to need to recruit more crew as we go. It's also why we're going to need to start farming eventually, so that we can have enough food for everybody, because eventually relying on looted food isn't going to be enough food. Right, do you guys have the tech block that we want? You do have the tech block that I want, and you want a lot of money for it, but I got a lot of energy blocks that I'm willing to sell like 5 of them to you. Well, with this we'll be able to refine. We'll set it to keep 10. We'll set it to keep 10 of these as well. That should be a good baseline. Nice. So that is done, and we can move on to gathering ourselves that research for the assembler. With that, we'll be able to make all the blockies and stuff that we're interested in. And then after we've done that, I'll just be interested in researching weapons. We have a decent stockpile of ore so far from gathering it this whole time, but it's going to get churned through pretty fast as they start turning it into plates and stuff. I think the farm will actually go like right here on this side of the ship. So all the labor stuff's kind of just squashed over there. And that's it for this sector. They're grabbing the last one right now. They're going to come back and drop it off. We're going to have them pick up this 1 basic ore, and then we're going to be getting out of here. All right, let's prepare our ship to hyperjump. Let's get out of here. We'll be moving on to that next area, and off we go. The game wants us to go to this sector and deal with a bunch of robots, but in our current state, we're going to get our butts kicked. There's really no other way to put it for you guys. It's just not going to be a good time. So we're going to come this way, and we're going to keep looking for sectors with goodies for us. And it doesn't look like there's a huge amount of goodies left. Just some Derelicts that we can go and tear apart. Hopefully there's not robots on this one. That'd be pretty terrible for us. So it's a supplemental oxygen tank that can be deployed in an area. That'll be good to keep on the ship if systems fail. So we'll take that back. Alrighty, we're going to draft everybody. They're going to go ahead and do what needs to be done. We're going to draft our ship here, and we'll come on out here and we'll select everything here and have it brought over to our ship. And then we'll gather the basics of the scrap. Alright, here we go. Tearing it down. I think from now on, as we go through these ship teardowns, we're going to speed it up, because we're going to do it again and again and again, and it's not much different every time, just to keep things flowing along quickly. Is it the bedroom's on fire? Oh geez, everything's on fire. Alright, everybody's going to put on their spacesuits. Doesn't look like we lost any ship hull. Sometimes it can get destroyed and it won't go back. Your people won't rebuild it unless you place it. So you're going to go ahead and override everyone to work. What do they want? We're critically low on supplies. You want 3 soft blocks? You know what? Sure, give me the credits. We need credits. Why don't you come help us repair our ship? Alright, we're going to switch what we have in here to a large power node, because the ship has just got too much going on with it, but part of the issue with that is that the system core over here can't really handle it no more. So what we can do, I hope we have the resources for it, do we? We're missing the tech blocks for it. Okay. Construction's going pretty good over here. We just have a few more walls that we need to add on to here that we can put these rooms back to the way that they need to be, and then this growing space will finally be available for us to start working on it. But I'm wondering though, because our ship weight is huge, we might need to extend here the lower room and actually make the effort to add another ship engine so that we can increase the weight that we can haul on the ship, because we're overweight right now. And it's increasing our fuel consumption a bit. We have 15 units of fuel right now. We're using 0.15 units per jump, but it's also increasing our risk of damage every jump, right? And we do not want our ship getting loads of damage between jumps. This room's getting full of smoke. Maybe we'll fix it soon. Send someone to fix this right away. The smoke's getting cleared out by our gas scrubber, which is working very hard right now. 100% smoke. We just need to give it time to clear up that smoke. And now we don't really have a huge amount of resources for what we need right now to build all these farming plots that I wanted to build. But we'll go and take a look at it. So we need 5 of these per one. So we do 1, 2, and get those just done. And go to resources here. We have the water collector and the water purifier, but we would want to put another water collector in here, as well as a CO2 emitter, which I think we don't actually have yet. We'll have to take some time to reach that. As for temperature, we want to put a thermal regulator in here as well. Then we can go back to food and we can get 1 more of these in here, and then the CO2 emitter will go over here. And so for now, we want to grow roots and vegetables. And that will give us biomass, which we are incomplete on our needs for food right now. So we're actually going to put an algae dispenser in here, which no one wants to use really. No one really wants to use the algae dispenser, but we have to make sure we have it. And as of right now, there isn't really anything to collect other than this 1 exotic ore. So we're going to do all that, and then we're going to get out of here and move on to the next area. Then when we have time for it, we want to add 2 more medical beds to the med bay. So we need a lot of stuff. That's the long and short of it. We need a lot of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and prepare to jump. And we're actually going to put off doing what the fleet wants us to do, because otherwise they're going to start giving us requests, a bunch of them. And we need to prepare our ship a bit more and get everybody some better firearms and such, so that we are not to face casualties that I expect us to face. And what do you want to talk about? You're talking about the Android Collective. Let's trade. What do you guys got? New trade. What do you got for sale? You got infra blocks at a good price, well, a normal price. I don't actually want to buy them from you at this time. I think that I want us to get an assembler built, which I think we may have now, the ability to make an assembler. So set that the priority. And you know what I will do? We'll do this. We'll stop this, and we will get that stuff from you. And we'll buy 1, 2 infra blocks. But I think we needed tech blocks as well. I'll buy 4 of them from you. And I will sell you this portable oxygen tank to reduce the cost of things. We'll sell you that combat stimulant too. So there's a derelict over here. Not much to it. There's a farming station up that way. But for the most part, the sector we're in is, for the most part, pretty darn just empty. We could go get this derelict over here. Maybe there'll be some tech blocks on it. But we're pretty much done with this sector. There's not a lot left to it. Now, once again, we are hoping that there is no robots on the ship that we're going to, because we're still really not super equipped for dealing with rogue robots. They still give us a very hard time. And we're going to exit our ship here and switch it to 1 speed and take the first step into the unknown over here. The ship's pretty empty. There's not a lot to it. There's some space food, root vegetables, some water too. That's pretty good. And that's it for the first few enemies here. We can undraft everybody, and we can zoom out and go to the transfer here. And we didn't get any tech blocks. I was really hoping to get some tech blocks. As for the salvage, we'll just get the main goodies, and we'll get out of here. And that was done relatively quick. So we're all done. We've gotten all the looties. We're going to be on our way again. So the Exodus fleet is right here. They're wanting us to go this way. That's where they say our mission objective is. We're not really ready for it yet, but it's time to leave this sector. There's nothing more for us here, so we're going to hop on down this way. And here we are. We're hopping in. And there's some resources here in this sector. And we'll be able to get some more Energirium and Hyperium down here too, which is really good. So we're going to go ahead and deal with the mining that we can do in this sector. 10 ice. Really good, and basic ores too. So we're going to go ahead and go. So this area has a high cyclical thermal radiation in the sector, and that is coming from this star right here. So everywhere here is very hot. Composter is done. That's very nice. Now, robotics is something I never really got to get into before. From what I understand, we can have robots that do a bit of hauling and a bit of maintenance work and maybe even other stuff. So, like, you have a combat robot, you have the flyer robot, which is a hamster, you have the pony bot, it's more of a dropship robot. There's actually just a lot, and it can go all the way as far as getting androids. So I think it's worthwhile to look into managing robots. There's a prison station over here. Let's go look at the Derelict here. See if we can get some blocks. Oh, there's 2 Derelict ships? Alright, let's go. That's definitely worth it. So what is up with this prison station? I've not seen one before. Let's hail them. So that's something that's interesting about all these places in the game. You could actually attack them and try to loot them if you're so inclined to do so. But I mean, you'd need to have a lot of resources to do it. So you are here, welcome to the group. And this guy knows guns well enough to use a shotgun, which makes them great. We're going to draft up this group of people, bring them all over here and have them put on their spacesuits and hop in. That's right, you're going to go fight right away. All right, let's go this way. And disembark, my peoples. I'm very happy we could have you all here today. Very nice having our +1. And there's bots in there. I'm glad this place had a window. Fly over this way. They're coming. They saw us. The bots aren't so stupid. Man, that went a lot better. Shotgun's awesome. Alright, let's sneak on in here. Yeah, the bots will follow you when they see you, unlike the bugs that have no brains. So we'll have you all go and enter this craft here. The learning computer is a system that we can use. When you build one, you'll be able to assign people for learning and they'll go learn at the computer. So we can assign learning here. And so like we want everybody to learn weapons. We'll create that. And we have 3 people that do not meet the requirements. And let's say we want to do everybody have like a level 5 in industry, a decent industry skill. Yeah, we want the same for construction too because we get on fire all the time. You should put that out quickly. What are you doing, you stupid? Put it out quickly before all the plants die. Oh, this is awful. We lost all the plants. Just got roasted in there. Yeah, that could happen. All your plants can get wiped all at once, and you just gotta start the whole process over with all the resources. Because they're not free to plant. You need water and fertilizer. And we have 3 fertilizer. Have we reached the none status on both of these? We have. Alright, let's jump. So everybody that can fight is here. Everybody's armed. Everybody's ready. And I'm just still not having it. I feel like this is still not that good. I mean, there's a difference this time. We have someone that can actually wield a shotgun. Usually no one can wield a shotgun and we just have a really bad day of it. So maybe this will be different. We'll see. Alright, dead bodies. Good stuff. There's someone in this cryopod over here. They have joined us, but they are totally unequipped for anything, so we're going to have them just go get on the ship. Hopefully they make it there. Molar is making their way to the ship. We're going to have the ship go back and let Molar off while we continue doing what we're doing. Right, this room's good. So really it's just this southern part of the ship we still have to look at. And he is undrafted and we're going to bring the ship back. There's kind of little bits of oxygen left in the systems here. So we're just refilling everyone real quick. Outstanding work. You found the beacon. You have done well so far. Now you may salvage the derelict of your own pace, and once you're done, come and visit us and we can talk more. But of course, we will await you at the Exodus fleet. Once you jump into hyperspace, you can find us by checking the information on the blue mission objective notification. Yes, good stuff. But we're not done here. There's still dangerous robots because it hasn't given us the option to undraft our crew yet. So we're still not out of the water. So this ship is considered a derelict. Can't do anything with it. We can take all these looties that are everywhere though, and we can schedule transferring all these goodies back to our ship, which is a lot. There's food here, there's tech blocks here, there's fertilizer here, there's a couple unfortunates here, but there's a high amount of good salvage as well, and we're not worried about any asteroids here, which is also excellent. And we got an extra crew member. Very positive stuff, and we're going to be able to finish this battery, which will pretty much offset the issue that we're having with the thermal radiation in this sector. Oh my gosh, so much stuff right away. Just kind of throw him on the top, the poor guy. Well, it seems your slightly used beacon is still working just fine, so we're off to a good start. Now let's go over how to use it. The fleet's chief of logistics, Rufus Wright, has a request that's perfect for showing you the ropes. So pretty much it's just the thing that I carry on the ship, and it lets me call the whole fleet, which you can see in the background here, right? These guys, all these ships, which is kind of neat. This is kind of a backdrop. It's a cool backdrop. They'll come and meet us, right, with the colony ship. This huge, humongous ship will come meet this little ship. And so I need to jump again. Fleet status is normal. They got lots of good stuff. Technically, we could shop here since we're here, right? And we could say, hey, we want to hire a crew member for some points. And we could do that. We'd also get some technology instantly done for us, which would be good. Get some assistance, like a medical or a repair ship will come help us, or battleships and stuff like that if we're having a hard time. We can also just get some straight up plain old resources. In our case, right, I would like someone that has a weapon skill that's high. This person would be good for that. Good combatant. And you. So we'll stay here and wait for them to arrive. That's all our points, though. It must be strange for these people just living in the vast emptiness of space, and the only world they know is this box of a ship and rocks that they tear apart that are floating around. Which is kind of what makes this video kind of interesting, because we are looking for a new planet for the main fleet, who has actually arrived now. They're right behind us. If we look at the fleet status, their assistance is available. Everything they have is running very normally. They are getting a lot of resources from the fleet cloud, but that's about it. And there's nothing else to it. There's nothing for us from them. If we come out here, they don't have any tasks they need us to do. They don't need us for anything. So their point defense turrets are going to shoot at our shuttle. Oh, this is stressing me. So we're going to try to get over here, and we're just going to have to fight them, I guess. But we're not well equipped for this either. Oh gosh. This could go really badly, or it could go really goodly. Both of which is really hard to tell because we're taking a lot of damage and we want to get out. The stars await you. You've completed the scenario hints and you are now ready to venture out on your own. Expand your ship, build a fleet, and gather your crew to carry you between the stars. Choose whether you will be heroes or villains as you struggle to survive, or watch your ship become a tomb for other more successful crews to loot. Whatever happens is up to you to chart your course. If you find yourself in need of help, you can blah blah blah. So this is like the end of the tutorial pretty much. So everything up to this point was a tutorial. But we just lost half our crew, so that's a really crappy end to the tutorial. Our chief of navigation and science, Orion, wanted a word with you. They want me to do a siren world, a listening post on a siren world. Yeah, it's going to make us go deaf and stuff. I'll do it for 11 points. I need a lot more crew. We are still on the lookout for Eden. We lost 4 people just a little bit ago, which is not a good time. And things are broken around the base that we can't really fix. Yeah, not the best of times. We are at least getting our shuttle bus rocket back over here. The only way I can see us replacing our losses at this point is to... we're going to have to make pistols because none of these guys actually have the know-how. There we go. Shot them out of the sky, or out of the space. None of these guys really have the know-how to use larger firearms. Between getting pelted by asteroids and dealing with a solar flare and everything else, this isn't really the best place for us to be hanging out either. Man, we're just having a hard time getting stuff repaired over here. I'm just trying to fix the ship, but it's busted. It's just so broken. Oh, so it needs 8 repairs. So down here, it's showing how many repairs it needs to restore its condition, right? It's like this needs 2 more repairs to restore its condition. And so this should fix it. Yeah, so it's back in tip-top shape. It's like there's different levels of maintenance. Well, that explains a lot. So much maintenance needs to be done, though. We basically need a dedicated maintenance worker. I didn't know this at all. That's kind of really interesting, though. So, like, there's different parts of the machine that need regular maintenance tasks. All right, let's have these both suit up, get back in this ship, and we are going to send it out back over this way. I know, again, because we need to get this stuff out of here. We need this stuff. It's important to us. So for this ship, we are going to go and select all and transfer it all. And we will go ahead and looty all weekend. I've come to the realization we need significantly more crew to maintain this ship than previously thought. It's just not maintainable. The amount of maintenance that needs doing is nuts. I think we'll go this way. We can get some Hyperium here. There's a Derelict over there, but I kind of just want to hang out somewhere for a moment. Well, I guess there's asteroids here too. Can't really be escaped, huh? And there's sentry drones on there. Maintenance was pretty low on people's to-do list before, but hopefully it's doing better now. Yeah, I think it's doing a lot better now. I can see some people fixing things. So I shouldn't have to manually go around and tell them to repair everything now. I think they should just keep it done. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So much stuff in the ship needs repairing, and there's still asteroids here. We need more crew so badly. I think that's what we're actually going to do. We have a lot of infra blocks. I think we're going to go ahead and jump somewhere that has a asteroid base. base and buy some more crew to replace our lost members. So we're going to go out and get these last few ores hanging out in space. These guys don't seem like they want to buy any of our blocks anymore, which are our main things that we can sell, which doesn't really work well for me at this time. So I'm going to have to get out of here. We need more Energirium though before we get going, which is a pricey commodity. So this ship is jumping with me, okay. And they have the cargo pods on their shuttle. Okay, well, this is a good expansion anyways. We'll be able to make use of this space. But seeing what we're doing here, I think, yeah, we're just going to go and hail these guys here. Do a new trade and buy a couple Energirium from them so we can get a few more days. A few more days of power out of this. Okay, yeah, so they're all going to come down here and start putting this together. I've been so focused trying to be like, this is how it works, right? Now it's coming over, the cargo is, to give us everything we need to do all the building we need to do. And so I'm thinking like what we got here is going to be the main kind of work area. I'm going to actually go here and go to edit, objects, wall, and try to kind of separate off some of this space. Sweet, so now we can go to power, and we can get this built right next to it. I'm going to build here, wall. This can be the power generation room, and then we can go to systems, don't need that, food, resource, life support, yeah, life support. So we can put an oxygen generator in here, and a gas scrubber. Then we can go to system here. We need a tools facility now, and the tools facility is going to be really important. We got the Energirium over there. That's pretty much the only thing that was left on the list. Yeah, it's power generation at 80, and the water purifier needs power. And the battery here is just empty. So we just need one of them to go over there after they eat real quick. All right, and then someone should go over there, right? Somebody? Yeah. We have one ongoing trade. Dude, we got so much monies now. This is huge for us. We should be doing those quests more often. I know they take some time, but that was really good. I did notice that the stuff moved around in the sector, which is interesting. You guys, I gave you guys such a crap home, but you're all going to live there anyways. But now we can trade with this place, though. Oh, I forgot to transfer it all back. Oh, I'm so dumb. That would have been so worth it. Well, it is how it is, I guess. And here we go. This place is looking bad. What is up? What do you want to talk about? You guys need supplies, too. Okay, yeah, we'll take the money. We get a lot of energy cells for somehow. All right, I am really worried to find out why it is that they perished. Oh, that's not a big deal, it's just bugs. We're doing pretty good so far. We're getting everything that we need. We should be able to arm everybody up with decent firearms soon and actually be able to get some good stuff out of this. I wonder if these guys have any plastics to trade. Pretty much getting the last of the scrap off this place. Then we'll be on to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one as we go. This is kind of like what this game's all about. You just kind of tear ships down, you build up your ship, you expand your ship, you upgrade your crew, you get your crew cool new stuff, and you just keep going and going and going. Not really the most optimal, but we are getting some really good resources out of this. I can't really complain. We have a ton of Hyperium and a ton of Energirium. We're almost up to 2 weeks of energy. We got how many jumps in the drives right now? Who knows? Well, they'll get everything dug up. As for the other group, the Exodus fleet, they blew up their power supply, and they need us to help them find an Energirium cloud, or they're just going to run out of resources. So if we come up here and we look at this, we can look at the fleet status, and we can see that their industry production is impaired and their energy is actually critical. And so if I don't maintain this, food production will eventually fail, and then the population will be in danger, then their assistance and research will be in danger, and then they'll be dead. And we don't want to fail on that, so hopefully we can dig this up, and then we'll have enough resources to just jump around for a little bit until we figure out what needs figuring out. Okay, so we're going to get this asteroid and that asteroid. There's not much left on them, but I do want the ores just for our manufacturing. It's a big source of our income that's been letting us continuously buy the stuff we need. We keep getting screwed needing food, though. Maybe I'm screwing us by wanting to mine the asteroids out completely. Maybe it's taken too much time. It's not something I've considered a whole lot of. 5-point defense guns should be able to stop most asteroids. We should stop getting hit by rocks finally. Such a huge improvement. Getting these last few point defense turrets, we should stop having all these boulders slamming into us. And it is getting done. First turret's up. That's good. Now, when this finishes, I'm concerned. Okay, activating the Siren World Amplification Protocol. Ha, yes, I was right. We're receiving a flood of data. Congratulations, Orion. And you too, Pathfinder. We're doing good work. Now you just need to sit tight until the scan is complete. Commander, we love incoming. The scanner shows multiple bogeys. Hopefully that wasn't too harrowing an experience for you. I've heard lots of bad stories about these Siren Worlds, so congratulations on completing the construction under such tricky circumstances. How are we doing, Orion? Orion is very pleased. Sheridian, this is conclusive, no more than conclusive. It's incredible, extraordinary. The quantum field lensing improved the gain by an order of magnitude more than I was anticipating. And look, right there is the data. Nitrogen, oxygen, CO2 spike, magnetosphere, gravitrometric. We don't need the technical details, Orion. Are you saying you found it? Well, it's like, I mean, there are a lot of stars out there. What we just caught was like flying over the Sahara Desert and catching a sudden glint of something metal in the sand. Several glints, in fact. Eden isn't a myth anymore. There's a lot of contacts, all of which are potential homes for humanity. Oh, exactly. It'll take more analysis to refine the details, but we've definitely looking at these being several good candidate worlds somewhere out there. Now, we just need to narrow it down to the best candidate. We'll need more scans, of course. I'd rather not rely on Siren Worlds to gather that data. Those things have cost us too many good people already. Yes, of course, but the Pathfinder made it back without a hitch. We're learning how to mitigate the effects, and if we can push the sensors just a bit further, I don't think there's a need to take the risk, Orion. I went along with the Siren World plan because we'd exhausted all other options, but now that we have new data to work with, let's try an approach that doesn't involve sending people to a planet that makes them go crazy, yes? Right, yes, agreed. I'll work the data and see what jumps out. Thank you, Orion. Anyway, Pathfinder, you did great work in trying circumstances. So take a moment to breathe and don't forget to celebrate. You've just brought us one step closer to a future for the fleet and humanity. Good work. Here's your mission bonus. Yeah, I don't know what he means that we made it back without a hitch. Look at all the blood everywhere. There's a dead guy over here. That guy's insane. He's actually nuts. All right, let's undraft everybody. Let them all get back to their thing, and let's allow these ships to start taking people out of here. Pathfinder, I have to say, I had to spend some time justifying the decision to hire you to some people on this fleet, but you're rapidly silencing the critics. You've already done more for us than some Pathfinders have managed in far longer careers. Keep up the good work. Anyway, I have Orion Hayes here. He's been massaging the data you found. I'm wondering what they mean by massaging it. Yes, thank you, Sheridian Pathfinder. I've been running simulations with the data you brought back, and I've narrowed down the list of candidates substantially. There were a lot of false positives, of course, and some contacts would have taken us thousands of years to reach. The point is, we've reached the point here I need direct scans to narrow it down any further, specifically from multiple points in space. How many locations are we talking about? There could be many. At least 6, spread out across multiple sectors, and here's the tricky part. They need to be radio silent, any interference or activity transmissions from ships, stations, rogue bots, siren worlds, micrometers, or any number of things would distort the results. So you'll need to find quiet spots, free from any background noise. Should be plenty of those in the sky. Space is pretty big after all. Less than you'd think. The margin for error here is, it's minimal. If we get bad data, we'll just have to do it all over again. And obviously the Pathfinder ship needs a working scanner to do the job in the first place. Sounds like a slog. What are you getting for the Pathfinder's trouble? Accurate coordinates, more complete environmental data, even a first look of the biochemistry of the scan sites are good enough. Everything we need to pin down the location and decide whether or not to set course to take a good close look. Well, understood. The Pathfinder, it's a simple enough mission, even if it's delicate. Gather data from the designated locations and make sure the scans are clean. Keep your ship quiet, avoid interference, and get back to us with results. Dismissed. So it has an idea of the sectors it wants us to pick. We could get 11 of these at 2,500 points. I think 11 of these is better because we can recruit peoples. So there's 2 outposts here. The Haven Foundation is here as well. I would like us to go and do a reasonable bit of mining. That said, I think we've come far enough in this video that we're going to have to end it here. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'd like to thank the devs again for sponsoring this video and giving us a chance to play it. I'm just realizing this game is going to take much longer to finish. So if you guys like the video, smash the like button. If we get, let's say, 2,000 likes, we'll make a part 2 and turn this into a series. How does that sound? Thank you all for watching, and I'd like to thank everybody one more time.